You type 6 words: an astronaut riding a horse on the moon. 3 seconds later, a perfect picture appears. Nobody ever painted it. Nobody photographed it. So where did it come from? Today we open up the real magic behind how AI makes images and art. Welcome to LittleAIMaster, where we say, don't just use AI, raise one. I'm here with Byte, a friendly, glowing AI light being. By the end of this video, you'll understand diffusion, prompts, style transfer, and the big honest debate about AI art, all explained gently and accurately. Byte glows gold and says, I can paint like Van Gogh, design a logo, or dream up a purple dragon on a skateboard. But here's my honest secret, kept for later. I learned everything by studying millions of pictures that humans made first. Without them, I couldn't draw a single line. This is the home habitat inside LittleAIMaster, your living base camp. From here, an 11 to 14-year-old explores AI one bite-sized lesson at a time. Today's topic, image generation, lives in a whole unit on generative AI. Let's start where every digital picture truly begins, the pixel. Zoom into any photo far enough, and the smooth image breaks into tiny colored squares. Each square is a pixel, short for picture element, the smallest dot of color in a digital image. A photo isn't one magical object. It's a giant grid of pixel values your eyes blend into a face or a sky. Here's a real number. A standard HD image is 1920 pixels wide by 1080 tall. Multiply those and you get over 2 million tiny squares, each holding a color. More squares means a sharper picture. Fewer squares, and the image looks blocky and stair-stepped. Resolution is just how many squares. Here's a sneaky catch. Doubling an image's width and height doesn't just double the pixels, it roughly quadruples them. A picture twice as wide and twice as tall has 4 times the squares. That's why bigger, sharper AI images cost much more computing power. Remember that, it explains a clever trick coming up. Quick pause. If your curious kid wants to learn this for real, structured lesson by lesson, head to LittleAIMaster.com and subscribe to this channel. Everything you hear today comes straight from real course chapters. Okay, now the big question. How does AI make something brand new? AI comes in 2 big flavors. Discriminative AI classifies things. Is this a cat or a dog? Is this email spam? It picks from existing options. Generative AI creates things that never existed. Think of it this way. Discriminative AI is a judge picking a winner. Generative AI is the artist making the entries. Byte says, for years, AI only analyzed. It told you what was in a photo. Then came the creative revolution, and AI started making photos, music, and stories from scratch. The same transformers and large language models you may have heard of, they power this leap from describing the world to inventing new pieces of it. But how can AI make something nobody uploaded? Imagine studying 1 million paintings. Slowly, you'd absorb how paintings work: colors, shapes, compositions. Generative AI learns those statistical patterns, the hidden rules of art, without anyone teaching them out loud. Then it uses those rules to generate brand new images that follow the same structure. This is the journey map inside the app. Image generation isn't taught as one scary lump. It's a path. First pixels, then generative versus classifying AI, then the architectures that actually paint. 540 lessons, each unlocking the next. Speaking of architectures, there are 3 big ones. 3 architectures power most generative AI today. Transformers handle text. GANs, generative adversarial networks, were the early image stars. And diffusion models are the new champions for pictures, the ones behind DALL-E, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion. They literally turn random TV static into beautiful art. Wait, static into art? Yes, and it's genius. First, GANs. A GAN has 2 neural networks that compete like a forger and a detective. The generator makes fake images, the discriminator tries to spot the fakes. Round after round, the forger gets better at fooling the detective, until the fakes look real. StyleGAN used this trick to create photorealistic human faces of people who don't exist. A real milestone, GANs were invented in 2014. That's the spark of the modern AI image era. Then DALL-E arrived in 2021, and by 2022, ChatGPT went viral, reaching 100 million users in just 2 months, the fastest-growing app in history. In barely a decade, AI went from blurry faces to studio-quality art. If this is making AI click for you, smash like and subscribe. It genuinely helps more curious families find honest, hype-free AI learning. Now buckle up, because the main star of AI art is the diffusion model, and how it works is one of the coolest ideas in all of computer science. Here's the part that sounds backwards. A diffusion model starts with pure random noise, like the TV static between channels, and slowly removes it until a clear image appears. It doesn't paint from a blank canvas. It carves an image out of chaos, one cleanup step at a time. So how did it learn that? Training has 2 processes. In the forward process, you take a real photo and slowly add noise, step by step, until it's pure static. The AI watches and learns exactly what noise looks like at each stage. Then in the reverse process, it runs that backwards. Start with static, predict the noise, subtract it, and an image emerges. Byte says, think of a sculptor staring at a block of marble. A great sculptor says the statue is already inside, I just remove what isn't it. A diffusion model is the same. It looks at random noise and sees a picture hidden in there, then chips away the noise, step by step, until the astronaut on the moon appears. Why does removing noise create art instead of mush? Because by training on millions of images blurred with noise, the AI learned what real structure looks like: edges, faces, skies. So when it stares into pure randomness, it can find familiar structure hiding there and pull it into focus. Static genuinely can hold a future picture. Inside the app, kids can actually watch a neural network light up as it learns. That's exactly what's happening during diffusion. Layers of artificial neurons predicting what to remove. Seeing it move, instead of just reading about it, is when the aha lands. But there's still a mystery. How do your words steer the noise? Your prompt is words, but AI only understands numbers. So your text goes through a text encoder, often one called CLIP, which converts your sentence into a list of numbers, a kind of meaning map. CLIP was specially trained to connect language and pictures, so it knows that the words fluffy orange cat belong with images of, well, fluffy orange cats. Byte says, think of your prompt as a GPS. Without directions, removing noise would give you a random image, anything at all. But your encoded prompt steers me at every single denoising step, nudging the picture toward astronaut, toward horse, toward moon. The words are the route. The final image is the destination we drive to together. Remember how more pixels means more work. A 512 by 512 image has 786,432 pixels, a lot to process. So latent diffusion uses a clever shortcut. A VAE compresses the image roughly 8 times smaller first. All the noise removal happens on that tiny compressed version, then it's expanded back up. It's like editing a thumbnail, then enlarging the final. How much does that shortcut help? Working in a tiny 64 by 64 latent space, instead of the full 512 by 512 pixel space, is about 48 times more efficient, dramatically less computing while keeping the quality. That single trick is why stable diffusion can run on a normal laptop, instead of needing a room full of supercomputers. Loving these, so that's how it works moments? That's the whole point of LittleAIMaster, turning wow into real understanding. Visit LittleAIMaster.com to start a free, structured AI journey built for ages 11 to 14. Now let's meet the actual brain doing the denoising, a network with a funny name and a clever shape. The heart of a diffusion model is a network called the U-Net. Its one job is to look at a noisy image and predict the noise. Subtract that predicted noise and the image gets cleaner. Repeat many times and you get the final picture. It's named U-Net because its shape literally looks like the letter U. Why a U? The downslope of the U compresses the image to understand the big picture. The bottom processes meaning. The upslope expands it back to full detail. Special skip connections jump across the U so fine details, like an eyelash or a leaf, don't get lost. And your text connects in through something called cross-attention. How big is this brain? Stable Diffusion's U-Net has about 860 million parameters, tiny adjustable dials it tuned during training. The bigger SDXL model has 2.6 billion. More parameters usually means richer understanding. And a fun fact, the UNet was originally invented in 2015 for analyzing medical scans, then became the backbone of AI art. Confused about cross-attention or parameters? Inside the app, kids can ask Byte, a built-in AI tutor in plain language. Byte's rule is teach, don't just tell, so it guides with hints and examples instead of dumping answers. Picture a patient study buddy available any hour. Now, how do artists actually steer all this? AI artists turn real dials. The first is steps, usually 20 to 150. Each step is one round of removing noise. More steps means more careful refinement, like adding extra coats of paint. But here's a myth to bust. More steps doesn't always mean a better image. Past a point, you're just spending time for no real gain. The next dial is CFG scale, classifier-free guidance, usually set around 7 to 12. It controls how strictly the AI obeys your prompt. Low CFG, the AI wanders creatively and may ignore you. High CFG, it clings tightly to your words but can look stiff or unnatural. It's the follow my directions exactly versus surprise me knob. Two more. A negative prompt tells the AI what to leave out, like no blurry, no extra fingers. And the seed is the number that sets the exact starting noise. Here's the cool part. Keep the same prompt and the same seed, and many generators recreate almost the same picture because they begin from identical static every time. Let's snap the whole pipeline together. 1. Your prompt enters the clip encoder. 2. Random noise appears in latent space. 3. The UNet predicts noise, guided by your text. 4. That noise gets subtracted. Steps 3 and 4 repeat 20 to 150 times. Finally, the VAE decoder expands the tiny result back into a full, detailed image. Prompts are a real skill. A strong one has 4 parts: subject, style, details, and quality boosters. Weak prompt, wizard. Strong prompt, a powerful wizard casting a glowing blue spell in a dark enchanted forest, moonlight through the trees, digital art, highly detailed fantasy illustration. More meaningful detail in equals more detail out, just don't overload it. Reading about prompts is fine, but doing beats watching. In the app's Create tools, kids practice describing what they want and watch their words shape an output in a kid-safe space with guardrails. That's where prompt skill actually grows. And speaking of style, there's a whole separate trick for turning your photo into a painting. Ever seen an app turn your selfie into a Van Gogh painting while your face stays totally recognizable? That's neural style transfer. The trick? It separates content, what's in the image, your face, from style, how it's painted, the swirly brushstrokes and bold colors. Then it keeps your content but borrows Van Gogh's style. Inside the neural network, content lives in the deep layers that recognize objects and faces. Style hides in earlier layers, captured by something called a gram matrix, which measures which textures and colors tend to appear together. Van Gogh's signature? Swirling strokes, bold yellows sitting right next to blues. The gram matrix turns that feeling into math. A real landmark. In 2015, researcher Leon Gades discovered you could mathematically separate content from style using a network called VGG19, 19 layers deep. It was astonishing. Something as human as artistic style turned out to be a pattern you could capture and remix. Within months, that idea became phone apps that millions used with a single tap. Byte adds a twist. In the original method, I don't change my own brain at all. My weights are frozen. Instead, I slowly nudge the pixels of the output image itself, over 100 to 1,000 tiny tweaks, until it matches your content and the target style. It's like sanding a photo until a painting emerges. We've covered diffusion, prompts, and style transfer, real AI science, explained for the whole family. If your kid is hooked, subscribe and explore the full course at LittleAIMaster.com. Now we reach the most important part of all, the part that isn't about code at all, the big, honest debate about AI art. Here's the question artists are upset about. AI art models didn't learn from nothing. They trained on billions of images made by real people, often scraped from the internet without anyone asking. Web scraping means automated programs crawl websites, downloading every picture they find, artwork, photos, sometimes even private images, with no permission from the creators. Let that number land. One famous dataset, called LAION5B, contains 5.85 billion images scraped from the web. Almost none of those creators knew their work would help train AI, so the core debate is simple but huge. Is learning from public images fair use, or is it taking someone's work? Courts worldwide are still deciding. Now, who owns an AI image? Surprising answer. In most countries, a purely AI-generated image with no real human creativity usually can't be copyrighted at all. The US Copyright Office ruled copyright needs human authorship. So if you generate an image and someone copies it, you may have no legal claim. That shocks a lot of people. This isn't hypothetical. Getty Images sued Stability AI, claiming over 12 million of its copyrighted photos were used for training, and some AI outputs even came out with Getty's watermark still faintly on them. Groups of artists have filed lawsuits too. These cases will shape AI art law for decades, and there's no global agreement yet. Both sides have real points. Supporters say AI art makes creativity accessible, helping someone who can't draw or a disabled artist express their ideas. Critics say it's built on unconsented work, floods the market with low-effort content, and threatens jobs people trained years for. Honest learners hold both truths at once instead of picking the easy side. Byte shares 5 rules for using AI art responsibly. 1. Disclose, always say when AI helped. 2. Don't mimic a living artist's exact style. 3. Support real artists, commission humans when you can. 4. Never make a realistic image of a real person without consent, that's how harmful deepfakes start. 5. Consider the impact on others. There are better paths. Adobe Firefly stood out by training mostly on licensed and Adobe-owned images instead of scraping the whole web. It's a real example that how you build a tool is itself an ethical choice. Responsible AI art means good sourcing, honest disclosure, and adding real human creativity on top of what the machine starts. This is the heart of our motto. In the app, a kid trains and names their very own AI model, feeding it examples and watching it improve. When you've raised one yourself, you understand exactly why training data and consent matter, because you chose what your AI learned from. That's ethics you feel, not just memorize. Let's tie the bow. A picture is a grid of pixels. Generative AI learned the hidden rules of images. A diffusion model starts with noise and removes it, step by step, while your prompt, encoded by clip, steers every move. Style transfer remixes content and style, and behind it all sits a real human debate worth taking seriously. Understanding sticks when you can see it grow. The progress view celebrates each concept a learner masters: pixels, diffusion, ethics, turning abstract AI ideas into a visible streak of wins. That momentum is what keeps an 11-year-old coming back to learn the next piece, instead of just tapping a magic button and moving on. And at the end of the journey, learners earn a real certificate, proof they don't just use AI, they understand it from the inside. That's the difference we care about. A kid who can explain diffusion to you at dinner and weigh whether an AI image was made fairly. That's true AI literacy. So next time AI paints a picture from your words, you'll know the truth. It's noise, math, your prompt, and a giant library of human art woven together. Don't just use AI, raise one. Start the full structured journey at LittleAIMaster.com. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.